Week number 2 in the National Football League. Your Kansas City Chiefs looking to start the season 2-0 as they face Joe Burrow and the high-powered Cincinnati Bengals attack. The Chiefs come in as just about a touchdown favorite, 6 to be exact. The Bengals coming into this game off of a loss to the New England Patriots last week, looking to get back on track. The over-under set at 47. The Chiefs with a couple extra days off from playing on Thursday Night Football. Now let's see what they can do week 2 going from here. Will the Chiefs be able to put it all together and get another win and keep the undefeated season alive? On this edition of the Chiefs Report, we will go over my 5 keys to victory. We'll break down the injury report as well as my prediction that I'll give you coming up at the end of today's show. If you're ready for Chiefs football, spam C in the comments section. I want to see as many C's as we can. I want to see at least 300. It's our rallying cry. We're going to be doing a watch party on Sunday afternoon, and we're spamming C in the chat as if we're in Arrowhead Stadium, as if we're there in the seats, letting our voice be heard. So if you're ready for a Chiefs win, if you want to get this chat popping as if we're in the stadium together, spam C in the comment section. We'll get started with today's show. Let's start with the injury report for Kansas City. Obviously, we know about Clyde and a couple others that are out for a while. But for now, of the active roster, Marquise Brown is the only player on the injury report for Kansas City. He remains questionable on Sunday with that shoulder injury. We've been told it's about a 50-50 chance that he plays and that he will for sure play week 3 against the Falcons, but at least his status for Sunday remains questionable at this point. Meanwhile, the Bengals injury report. T. Higgins is questionable with a hamstring injury, while defensive tackle Chris Jenkins with a thumb injury, he's questionable, and then Mims, the offensive tackle, with a pec injury, he is questionable. So the Bengals a little bit more banged up than Kansas City is at this point in time. If you want the Chiefs to beat the Bengals, like the video. Don't jinx it. We don't want to be losing to those Bungles. If we get at least 500 likes on today's video, that guarantees victory. Do your part. Don't be the reason why the Chiefs don't win because you didn't like the video. Don't make me come find you because you didn't do your part. Like the video, and we'll get to our keys to the game. Number 1, let's start with the quarterback position. The Cincinnati Bengals, led by quarterback Joe Burrow, one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, and he's been very good over the years against the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best quarterbacks that they've faced in recent memory. And when you talk about Joe Burrow in the Bengals, I know that they've made a point to make improvements on the offensive line. One of the guys in particular that they paid a lot of money to was former Chief Orlando Brown, right? Even with that said, blocking is still a problem. It's been an issue the entire time Joe Burrow's been there, and it's been the biggest reason why he's been banged up as much as he has throughout his career. And for me, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm taking advantage of that questionable offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals team. I'm getting after Joe Burrow as much as possible. Since 2021, Joe Burrow has been sacked 119 times. That's 4th most among all quarterbacks in the NFL. And you think about it, Joe Burrow, we mentioned the record of what he's done against Kansas City. Remember, he didn't start last year's game as he was banged up, missed that December contest. So it's been a while since we've seen the Chiefs face Joe Burrow. But he has a winning record against the Chiefs all time, 3-1. With his last win coming December 4th, 2022, in a 27-24 game. So Joe Burrow, they call him Joe Cool, ice in his veins and all that. He's been fearless about playing this Chiefs team in the past. He's won big games at Arrowhead before. Cannot let him get too confident. Get after him early, get that pressure, and really just go after him. To me, that's going to be a huge key. If you want a sack on Joe Burrow, here's what I want you guys to do. Type sack in the comments section. And for each individual sack, each individual comment, that equals 1 sack on Joe Burrow. So if you want the Chiefs to get 5 sacks on Joe Burrow, type sack 5 different times in the comments section. If you want 10 sacks, type it 10 times. I don't care. Spam sack in the comment section. Each one represents a sack on Joe Burrow. Number 2, let's talk offense for the Chiefs. And for me, it's running the damn ball with Isiah Pacheco. Pacheco, one of the best running backs in football. And when I look back at what the Patriots did to the Bengals last week, what shocked everybody was how effective they were in the run game. The Patriots' run game was one of the worst in the NFL last year. They had an awful offensive line. But for whatever reason, a flip just switched last week for the Patriots as they were able to run the football effectively. The Bengals gave up 170 yards against the Patriots last week, including 120 yards from running back Ramondre Stevenson. So if you're looking at the film of trying to figure out, all right, what can we do that the Patriots did well, you got to run the football. And you think about this. Pacheco, according to the nerds at Stats Insider, have given him an over 50% chance of an anytime touchdown and a 12.2% chance of scoring the very first touchdown of the game. So that tells me that the analytics say that Pacheco running the football is a pretty good recipe, that the Bengals are going to have some problems stopping the run. And if you look back at last week's game against the Ravens, Pacheco was held in check to an extent, no pun intended, with 15 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown. I love to throw it as much as anybody, especially when you have a guy like Patrick Mahomes and all the weapons that he has to throw to in the passing game. But don't be afraid to run the football. Run it down their throats and insert your will. And Pacheco gives you the opportunity to do that as far as I'm concerned. Who do you got? You going with the Chiefs or you going with the Bengals? I'll give you my pick coming up later, but I want to hear from you guys. Type KC for Chiefs. Type CIN for Bengals. Weigh in and let us know. We're going to be live on the Chiefs Report coming up on Sunday afternoon for the Chiefs and Bengals, as we'll be doing a watch party. Big Tech's going to be along with me as well. Should be a great time. We'll get our coverage started around 3:25 Central Time, 4:25 Eastern. Turn on your notifications. That way you're alerted when we go live here on the channel, as we'll be reacting to the game in real time, having a few drinks on hand. It's going to be a great time. Don't miss out. Chiefs and Bengals Watch Party live right here on the Chiefs Report. Subscribe now, youtube.com/ChiefsTV, and we'll see you then. Number 3 on our keys to victory for Kansas City. I'm looking at Rashee Rice and getting Rashee Rice involved early. Rashee Rice had a fantastic training camp and preseason and did really good in the opener against the Baltimore Ravens. And he's really starting to come into his own. I said this a few days ago, and I'll repeat it. I think that Rashee Rice has the potential to be one of the top receivers in this league. And what we've seen really since about week 13 of last year is him kind of figure it out, right? His 103 yards that he had against the Ravens, that was his 4th 100-plus yard receiving game he's had since week 13 of 2023, including the playoffs. So he's riding a wave of momentum. He's putting it together. You look at the numbers last week, just unstoppable. 7 catches, 103 yards, close to 15 yards of reception. Rashee Rice is turning into that dude, and he looks like a legit number 1 receiving option. I'm looking to get the ball to him early, to establish things quickly, and be a problem for this Bengals defense. Make them try to beat Rashee Rice. More to come here on the Chiefs Report here in just a moment, but first let's tell you about today's sponsor. That is Game Time. Game Time, the place to go for last-minute tickets. The best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more. Maybe you want to go to this Chiefs-Bengals game. You choose the event you want to go to, choose the seat you want, see if you like that seat or not, and then you're checking out with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals and great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. They have their super deals. If you stumble upon a super deal, you're not going to want to pass that up. They also have their seat views, so you can see if you like that seat or not, get the visual. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it, Game Time? The link is in the comments and in the description of today's video. Let's go back to the defense now and talk about Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League, and he has been a problem for the Chiefs to deal with over the years. In his last 3 regular season games against Kansas City, Jamar Chase has a total of 21 catches for 404 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. That's a lot. That's too much. Can't let that happen again. Look, I think about the old Belichick philosophy. Belichick, what he was so good about was taking away your best receiving threat. We saw that over the years when the Chiefs would play the Patriots, where he would focus in on Kelce one day, or he would focus in on Tyreek Hill and make the other guys beat you. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm taking that Belichick mindset where I say, we're not going to let Jamar Chase beat us. If it's T. Higgins, fine. If it's somebody else, fine. Let's see how that works. But Jamar Chase cannot go off for whatever reason. He cannot be the reason why the Bengals win this football game. I am willing to double team him all day to keep him contained. Last week against the Patriots, 6 catches, 62 yards, 10 yards of reception. For having 6 catches, I would take those stats to only give up 62 yards. 6 catches, probably too many, but if you can hold him to just 10 yards to catch, that would be a win if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Who will be the Chiefs MVP against the Bengals? If you had to pick one player, whether it's offense or defense, maybe it's a special teamer for all that means. Who is it and why? Weigh in, let us know in the comments section. Last but not least, I know that the Chiefs love to play fast at times, and we've seen this team be very effective when it comes to all gas, no brakes, and all that. But sometimes, folks, it's okay to run the football and wear out clock. I would argue nobody has been better in the NFL in the last 5+ years of running the 4-minute offense than Patrick Mahomes and this Kansas City Chiefs team. When they need to run the football, when they need to wear out clock, they know how to do that. For me, I'm not trying to make this a shootout. I don't want this to be a 30-plus ball game for both sides. I want to keep this low scoring. I want to keep the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands and manage the clock and use it effectively. Think about this. In the Chiefs' win last week against the Baltimore Ravens, they only had the ball for 26 minutes and 17 seconds. Now, it worked out. They did win the football game, but I would have liked to see a little less of Lamar Jackson on the field personally. Not to mention, that's going to make life easier on your defense if you can take a little more time and wear out a little more clock. Compared to the Bengals and their performance against the Patriots, what did the Patriots do so well last week? We mentioned they ran the football, and they kept it out of Joe Burrow's hands. The Bengals only had the ball for 25 minutes and 57 seconds. So winning the time of possession could be very crucial. To recap, our keys to victory for a Chiefs win against the Bengals: pressure on Joe Burrow, running the football with Pacheco, run the damn ball, getting Rashee Rice involved early, limiting Jamar Chase, and winning the time of possession. If the Chiefs do all those things, they'll be in great shape. I'm going with the Chiefs. You knew I was picking the Chiefs. I'm not picking against the Chiefs. I got Kansas City 30-23. They get to 30 points, but they limit the Bengals offense, hold them to 23, and get their second win of the season. What will the final score be of this one? Get your predictions in now. Chiefs or Bengals? Who wins? What's the final? Let us know. I got the Chiefs 30-23. I want to hear from you guys. Weigh in the comments section. Let us know. And we will see you coming up on Sunday afternoon for Chiefs and Bengals live right here on the Chiefs.